Today we're reacting to a viral compilation of race mixing, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. It's jam-packed with full of dialogue, crazy information, selective stats, and a lot more. Let's just go ahead, jump right into it.
One of your daughters married a black guy. You lose your mind?
That ain't gonna happen there. I just saw both of them.
Why not?
Because I don't believe in race mixing.
He doesn't believe in race mixes. Look, I don't think I don't think that he's like believing it. I just think he fears it. Come on, dude. It out there. I mean, some people call it a preference.
Race mixing was illegal up until 2000. Race mixing was illegal up until 2002. You're gonna give up 50,000 years of evolution if you mix up with this dude.
Are you filming us?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But you just look. But you,
First of all, race mixing, that's false. It's not illegal. All right. He said 2020, data shows that interracial marriage became legal nationwide in 1967. 1967 wasn't that far after that, and no U.S. state banned it after that. In 2002 refers to Alabama finally removing the old ban from their constitution, but it wasn't enforceable. Okay, after that, there was a lot more information in the early 1900s. Some of these things were frowned upon, even dating back all the way to the 1600s. Crazy.
you realize that race mix, it's gonna give up 50,000 years of your evolution, right? There's 2 billion of those people being born because of.
Did you know that it's actually better evolutionary to like?
No, it's not.
I'm not.
Oh my God. Did he say he's giving up like 50 years of evolution? What does that even mean? Evolution doesn't stop because two humans reproduce. Like, you think we're Pokemon or something, bro? Look, studies show mixed populations have lower rates of recessive genetic disorders, not higher. That's another thing. And just like, man, this dude is just like really, literally harassing these guys. These guys were just chilling at some point. I don't understand his aim
I'm
here.
gonna talk science.
No, it's
I'm
not.
a scientist.
No, it's not.
Actually, I'm a scientist, and I'm not gonna talk about this.
Literally, if you literally, you're just throwing down your genetic line. Pretty much, you're just LARPing. You're LARPing as a European in America. If you had any actual like heart and integrity,
Sorry,
are you done? What are you, a Jew?
I don't know, but I feel like he's saying like mixed kids have like low IQ. If that's what I'm gathering from it, I'm be honest with you, I've never seen a study, or there's probably no studies out there that can prove mixed kids or mixed people have lower IQs because of mixing. Like, these things probably happen because of the environment, income, school quality, stress, all those other things, but not being mixed.
You done? Are you Jewish?
Do you think race mixing should be illegal?
What do you mean?
Like mixing races, like a black person, white person having children, like an Asian and a Mexican.
Yeah. Should it be illegal or legal? Should it be legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Oh, no.
Why not?
I love my chocolate. Yeah. Everyone loves who they love. I mean.
So you're a mud shark.
Oh, what?
You're a mud shark?
A mud shark is
What?
crazy.
A mud shark?
You said you like chocolate men.
Okay.
So you're a mud shark.
No. I like everybody, but I like my chocolate men.
Why should race mixing be legal if the child is more likely to turn out?
That's a statistic.
Oh,
From what
damn.
source?
You think race mixing?
Yeah. Source this man, bro. This conversation really is turning crazy, bro. Like derogatory, sexual, other crazy. You know, racism really hides behind humor a lot, dude. These names, sexualization. This interview is getting wow, bro. The name calling is insane.
Mixing should be illegal.
Race mixing? Illegal? No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What about just between like whites and blacks?
Not illegal. That's no problem.
What if I told you the mixed race kids have like 10 lower IQ points?
Still no problem.
Mixed race, I don't think it should ever be encouraged because
Mixed kids, like, man, it almost just seems like he's just throwing a lot of blame on the kids on this part. Like, man, dude, these kids is just simply being born and existing. Seems like he has an issue with these guys.
One, it creates a child of nowhere. They're a child that's not part or parcel of their own people. You're no longer seen as English and you're no longer seen as African. You're seen as an other. It becomes problematic. So this is where a lot of mixed race people have resentment, and a lot of them turn that resentment towards the British people, and they actually promote immigration. And but these people have an inherent bias towards their immigrant parent. I've seen it, you must have seen it. Let's use a prime example, Bob Dylan, I Heard You Want Your Country Back. Half Jamaican, half English. Everyone in the country was calling for his deportation. He's a mixed race fella. So the public will move to that position.
Yeah, mixed people promoting immigration because of bias. I don't think so. I think this is just conspiracy thinking, not data. I don't think this could be proven.
When they feel threatened.
And when I'm talking about race mixing, I can prove this with science, and I mean what I say. And it's not to speak down on you or nothing like that. People ask me a question, I have to answer honestly and with a scientific mindset with it. When you check the wound of any other race and you check the resonant frequency or the pH balance of a black woman's wound and of her vagina, it resonates with the black man. It's the compatibility. Is balanced when you
the one who says that he identifies.
Wait. pH balance compatibility. That's got. I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's real science, bro. I don't know if pH balance is race specific. I don't think that's how biology works. I just blame you. Just say I'm wrong. I don't know, but that is such a stretch. Like, I think what pH balance is like really personal. It depends on the individual, not race. I'm talking all kind of stuff like diets, health, maybe sometimes genetics, like hereditary genetics, like you just never know. But like vaginal resonance, the compatibility because of pH. Dude, what?
As black, even though he's clearly mixed. He almost ignores the fact that he's white. Why is that a recurring theme? Why is that when people are mixed, they only want to identify as black? If blackness is almost synonymous with oppression, wouldn't you want to identify with privilege to make your life easier? I'm being facetious. I obviously know the answer to this question, and you do too. The truth is that if you are black, you are afforded certain advantages in American society because we are race obsessed. Do you remember?
What? So you really think that most mixed people identify as black because it gives them advantages? I don't know. Like, just feel like maybe, they identify as black to be accepted into the environment, the culture that they're trying to squeeze into. Like, just to be honest, if you're a half mixed kid, white, black, okay, you're trying to get into a really nice college that's predominantly white, wouldn't you lean more on your white side because it's more advantageous to do so? Or if you're at a club and you see a really pretty girl, she's happen to be black, wouldn't you happen to say, yeah, I'm black, and identify as black because you want to assume a racial connection? Like, yeah, like make it more acceptable to kind of see if you can get her phone number. Those are the things. That's what I'm thinking. The advantation side.
This girl? Yeah, it's me.
things.
I'm all grown up. Just kidding. In 2013, National Geographic did publish an article with this picture stating that they predicted in 2050 the average American would be of mixed race, looking something like this girl or me.
You're telling me that you didn't know that race mixing is being pushed at a significantly higher rate to white people than it is any other race? Let me show you. If you don't know what social engineering is or cultural engineering is, it's where all these rich-ass billionaires are putting a bunch of money into cultural changes that they specifically want. So they inject money into our education and turn it into indoctrination. They inject money into our media and turn it into propaganda. They inject money into our politics so they can control the political outcomes. Well, if you're white and you haven't realized this, you are a target and part of the social engineering, and that is race mixing that is specifically targeting white people. Let's look at Google, for example. They have 90% of the market share for digital ads. YouTube, for example, promotes interracial rom-coms. On YouTube's trailers for Netflix shows, they emphasize mixed couples. On Google search ads for dating apps, they feature white and black pairs.
Wow.
Now, I genuinely don't have a problem with your personal choice on who you decide to be with. I have a problem with the social engineering that we keep seeing, because I keep seeing this type of pair, a black man with a white woman. Did you know that that makes up less than 1% of all couples in America? And around
I think this might be a misunderstanding of like advertising psychology. Like, brands probably overuse the black male, white of woman kind of couple things because it grabs a lot of attention. Like you see this, you're like, oh, what is he doing? He in the bedroom. Your mind starts to thinking that. And be honest, if you're an advertiser and you are promoting this and it generates clicks, good for you. That's what you want. You want this to stimulate the eyes, right? And it draws them to you. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you're watching this now that my thumbnail has a black male and a white woman, and I will test this. Let's bring that back here. Let's see.
7% of all interracial couples, but I see this pairing all the time. Another ad for reference from Old Navy. It's literally all over the place. All right, let's get into the numbers. 40 to 50% of interracial depictions in TV shows are black men with white women. That's an overrepresentation of 5 to 10 times what it should be to reflect reality. For movies, 60% of the mixed couples are a white and minority pair. When we look at the music industry, we see the same thing. 30 to 40% of the top 100 videos featured interracial couples. In 50% of the rap videos, they feature a black man with a white woman, which again is a massive overrepresentation, 6 to 8 times. 60 to 70% of the mixed depictions involve white people. The media is not just following trends, they are creating trends that are harmful for society and culture. But
look, this is these statistics. Like, man, like it looks like you went to Chat GPT on this. I think it just gathered a bunch of information for you to like spit out. Even if media over represents something, doesn't mean like society is trying to engineer this. Like, come on, like I mean, it's engineering society at this point. Like we got to think marketing strategies. You got to think trends. You got to think like target audiences and those sort of things.
they label it as white supremacy to stop you from standing up for your culture and your people, even though you see this right in front of you.
The truth is that a lot of Americans literally hate mixed race people. And I think that that's where the issue of people hating or despising the fact that they're mixed race or that their friends or family have African blood or pretty much anything that's not Eurocentric, white, European ancestry. I think that's where that comes from. And I think that this is worth a conversation because I've talked to multiple people that are from like the Dominican Republic, that are from Mexico, and Mexico has its own really tense race relations. But specifically, something I've noticed is that Americans are really uncomfortable with the concept of mixed race, which I think is hilarious for a variety of reasons. I will say that there's one exception to that, and Americans are really comfortable, I'd say borderline fetishizing of Native American ancestry.
But before we get into that, it's just like, man, I know you said that like Americans hate mixed race people. I don't think that's the case. That's a strong start off to the clip. Like, I don't think there. I think there's issues regarding like accepting. I wouldn't say like hating a whole race of whole mixed race of people. I just think that here let me break it down a little bit more. Like, there's probably more issues with dealing with being mixed race. Like, you got colorism, you have identity policing. Like, no, you need to do this because you're white mom. You need to do this because you're black mom. You know, you have to deal with probably racism. You probably have, if you're half black, you probably got to deal with anti-blackness. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not black enough. You're not white enough. Like, you really got to think this. Feel like, yeah, this is probably a struggle most of the time.
and it's mixed with European ancestry, because Americans have a lot of national, I think it's quite strange actually, the nationalistic pride that Americans have, and by claiming that they're Native American, in my opinion, I think that it gives people that otherwise present as white a claim to this land, so they can claim that they're a true American. There's this narrative that's been kind of emerging over the past decade. When I made that post about Melungeons, I got so many DMs and comments that I've had to filter thousands of comments and DMs telling me that I'm a race traitor, which I don't even really know what that means. People were really upset with the fact that I said that I'm Melungeon and I'm mixed race and I have African ancestry. That,
like, dude, like, I'm mixed. It's the name of the channel. Like, I'm gonna sum it up at the end of the video, my personal experience, but yeah, race traitor, because you tend to want to, like, even for me, like, everything that if I'm mixed with, I want to indulge in it. I want to get to know a little bit more about it. Like, why not, right? If you're mixed with black and white, wouldn't you want to get into the cultural side of your black side of the family, right? Would you want to get into the heritage of your white side of the family? Those sort of things. Like, you want to get to know your background and those sort of things, and see where you fall at and how you were built and where you're designed. Like, how did you come about? But it doesn't mean that you're a traitor to any of the races when you do so.
really triggered people. I got comments, really racist comments towards me, calling me slurs in my DMs, all the way towards people that are of, more African descent than mine, or maybe African Americans or identify as black, telling me that I have no right to claim my African ancestry. So this is not just a white person problem, actually. I think this is, in general, an American problem. Maybe this exists in other countries.
Guys, do you think that she should be able to claim her African ancestry if it was like a low percentage of her DNA mixture? Like, if she was 6% black, would she still be able to properly claim her African ancestry? Leave your thoughts in the comments.
I haven't seen it. I've traveled. I haven't seen it as prevalent as it is in America. No matter who you are, if you're mixed race, you are going to have a very unique experience of racism and not really fitting in anywhere in the United States. And I think it's really interesting because this does reflect what Melungeon people went through, 50 years ago.
No, it doesn't, buddy. Give me one church father who walked with the apostle.
Super cool video, brother. But we don't even need to go to the church fathers, because Father Yahweh in the Torah condemns discrimination altogether. So how about we read from Numbers 12. Now, Numbers 12 tells us that Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he married an Ethiopian woman. So Miriam actually starts this discussion or this argument because Moses married an Ethiopian woman, and their reasoning is literally because she is an Ethiopian woman. So obviously there is some race mixing right here, because the Ethiopian woman doesn't look like them. And she even questions whether he is the only prophet of the Lord. Now, if Father Yahweh was against race mixing, he would simply side with Miriam and go against Moses in his decision to marry an Ethiopian woman. But instead, what do we get? So the anger of the Lord was aroused against them. And then we read that Miriam became leprous. So Father Yahweh literally punishes Miriam because she was against Moses marrying an Ethiopian woman, purely because she was discriminating against this woman. Again,
do you think racism and discrimination based on skin color was still a thing BC times?
As the Bible tells us, it was simply because she was Ethiopian and she looked different than what they looked like. So Miriam was put in timeout while she was a leopard. She was shut out of the camp for 7 days, and the people did not journey till Miriam was brought in again. So God gives Miriam a punishment once again because she was discriminating against Moses for his decision to marry an Ethiopian woman. If God was against race mixing, he again would have punished Moses instead of Miriam. The text is super clear about this. The Hebrew is extremely clear. So let us all put this argument to rest. I don't want to see it anymore. Hopefully I was able to teach some of you guys about this passage. Now you know it. Now let us all stop.
It's crazy because this discussion about Moses and his Ethiopian wife, this is probably the, I would say, getting close to the first real historical point in the entire compilation. Look, the Bible does not prohibit interracial marriage. The example like he chose just actually condemns racial discrimination. That's what I got out of it. But still, leave your thoughts in the comments. I need to know what you think.
Working our brains with this nonsense because today is the day of the Sabbath.
Right, so I posted a TikTok about what it's like being mixed race in the UK and how it can be awkward sometimes. And one girl commented about how, like, depending on whether your mum is white or black, you kind of get treated differently. And I thought that was such an interesting thing because, like, I think people take their anger out on the wrong people. Because obviously it's always us, the mixed race people, that get shat on if you have a white mum. I have a white mum. And they're like, oh, you can always tell, you can always tell. Instead of trying to make them feel bad, because a lot of the time it is true sometimes, like, especially with, like, girls and their hair and stuff, you can feel disconnected unless you have, like, aunties and stuff that can help you learn how to do your curly hair, or if your mum learned. But I just feel like instead of, like, trying to drive a wedge in between mixed race people that have black mums and mixed race people that have white mums, why don't we all just help each other out? Like, I learned how to braid and cornrow from a really young age so that I could help my sister. And now I hope other people learn how to cornrow and braid. So it's kind of like, instead of, like, constantly driving a wedge between people and trying to make us feel bad, it's not our fault. We were just born. We're just here. I feel like we should try and make an effort to, like, you know, help each other out. You know, if there are, you know, kind of whitewash mixed race people that want to be more in tune with their culture, help them out. Don't make fun of them for it, because when you make fun of them for it, they retract and then they don't want to be involved in their black culture, and that's sad, you know. So yeah, that's just sort of off the back of my other video. But yeah, instead of trying to drive a wedge, let's just, like, help each other out, you know, like, mixed race.
Probably the most honest and grounded clip in this entire video. Look, mixed people often need just, like, support, you know, guidance, cultural guidance, community support. Like, they have their own struggles, internal struggles. You know, they don't need the pressure from identity struggles and policing from outsiders. They have enough trying to figure out on their own. You get what I'm saying? When they look in the mirror every single day, and, like, solutions really aren't, like, social based. Like, they're I mean, solutions are social based. Like, they get help with other people. It's not biological. They can't really figure it out on their own because they were born that way. So it does take the help of other people.
Race is all about different cultures, different, like, identities, personality. Everything is all different. Like, you know, give each other the time of day instead of trying to make everyone feel bad.
Going ahead and wrap up the video. Here's what I think, man. The video mixes up truth, propaganda, confusion, all this other stuff. But, you know, the most important rules is interracial relationships really don't harm society. Let's just put it like that. But you know what does? Bad information, like the first clip. So, guys, I appreciate you watching this far. Definitely hit the like button, the sub button, the hype button. You got to hype. Hype helps me because it's a small channel. And I'll see you in the next one.